Bigg Boss 18, November 5th Summary Recap. Like and subscribe. Title: Drama in the Swamp. The Octopus feasts on Bigg Boss 18 nominations. ****. The Bigg Boss house finds itself once again in a whirlwind of emotions, intense rivalries, and juicy confrontations as Vivian, the self-assigned power player, takes center stage. A mysterious announcement from Bigg Boss about a wild octopus in the swamp sets the tone for an explosive nomination day. With this twist, Vivian holds the reins, forced to sacrifice 8 housemates to the octopus, essentially setting them up for elimination. Kashish and Digvijay, the recent arrivals, are immune, but everyone else's fate hangs on Vivian's whims. Vivian starts the nomination spree by targeting Rajat, labeling him as inconsistent and indecisive. Rajat counters, saying he's one to stand by his opinions, unlike Vivian, who he claims to be fickle and avoidant. Next, Vivian nominates Shahid for her supposed laziness around the house. But Shahid fires back, accusing Vivian of not listening and carrying an oversized ego. The back and forth escalates as she promises to bring him down a peg before the show is over. One by one, Vivian picks off his housemates with a mix of superficial and stinging critiques. Shrutika, accused of being overly loud and escalating conversations, bites back, pointing out Vivian's habit of walking away from discussions. Karan, tagged as unapproachable, confronts Vivian about his leadership skills, saying the entire house was uncomfortable during his rule as time god. Arfin, who Vivian suspects is playing a double agent, playfully taunts him, suggesting he may just be the time victim rather than the powerful time god. The atmosphere is charged as the housemates cheer sarcastically, clearly relishing Vivian's struggle to justify his decisions. Meanwhile, Sarah's nomination sparks a particularly fiery exchange. Vivian blames her for dumping Avinash's coffee and holding him accountable. The tension with Sarah doesn't ease, as she rolls her eyes at his biased judgments, sparking Shritika's agreement that Vivian's motives are transparent. Chum, another of Vivian's targets, retorts that she can't compete in volume with Vivian's supporters, who dominate the space vocally. When Bigg Boss gives each nominee a chance to save themselves through a vote, the house factions become starkly clear. Rajat is saved with overwhelming support, while Shahid's divisive presence leaves her with only 2 supporters, keeping her in danger. Karan and Shrutika are saved by the votes, but Sarah, Arfin, and Bagga are left to face the music. Vivian gloats that the power dynamics are finally working in his favor, while the nominees huddle together in frustration. As the evening unfolds, conversations shift to lighter topics, including the housemates' ideas on love and marriage. Isha talks dreamily about wanting a partner who would tattoo her name, sparking laughs as Avinash suggests she should look for a love marriage, given her lofty ideals. Sarah, never one to miss a moment, turns up the drama by openly questioning the loyalty between housemates, particularly targeting Isha's relationship with Vivian while Avinash hovers nearby. Shetas's sly comments at Isha, insinuating a third wheel vibe and labeling their interactions as Patni Aur Wo. This stirs a reaction, with Shilpa cautioning Sarah Taurine in her words. Avinash and Alice quietly back out, but Sara continues her sardonic digs, unapologetically stirring the pot. Vivian's frustrations peak when he finds his personal items tampered with, leading to another explosive exchange. The house's coffee war escalates, as Shahid and the others make it clear that without tea, they'll hide the coffee supplies. Vivian's frustration builds as he hunts down his precious green tea, all while housemates mock his obsession. And Bagga goes on a light-hearted hunger strike over the tea shortage. The chaos resumes as Rajat teams up with Sarah to aggravate Vivian, who begins to feel his authority slipping away. They taunt Vivian by sitting on his bed, moving his things, and mocking his rigid sense of order. By the end of the night, the house is split, with Vivian asserting that he's unaffected by their antics. But it's clear his patience is wearing thin. Later, in a private moment, Rajat tries to patch things up with Isha. She reminds him of how hurt she's been by his failure to stand up for her in the house. Rajat's attempt at reconciliation falls flat, and it becomes evident that alliances and loyalties are tested with every passing day in this battle for dominance. The tension between Vivian and Rajat reaches a boiling point over breakfast. Rajat criticizes Vivian's obsessive need for control and points out that he's only managed to gain favor through his charm with women and kids in the house. Vivian shoots back that at least he has standards. But Rajat continues to goad him, using his sarcastic poetry to expose Vivian's true motives. The house is buzzing with divided loyalties as they watch this intense feud unfold. And it's clear that neither side will back down. By the next morning, Shahid has hidden the coffee pot, demanding tea in exchange, sparking yet another standoff in the house. The food, tea, and coffee wars show no signs of abating, with each side making small power plays to gain the upper hand. In a final act of defiance, Shahid hides the French press, signaling that alliances, vendettas and daily comforts are all on the line. In the big boss house, the stakes are clear. Loyalty and power mean everything, and everyone is willing to play dirty to come out on top. With every confrontation, the housemates' true colors show, revealing alliances, betrayals, and the lengths they'll go to win this ruthless game.